106.7 WTLC. It's Karen Vaughn, and it's a special night in the city. The For My Fans Tour touches down with Mary J. and Neo, who's hanging out with us in the studio today. And let me tell you, Neo is doing amazing things across the board. I can't wait to dive in and talk to him about being a hitmaker, a songwriter, an actor, entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. His catalog has generated a combined 23 billion streams worldwide. 23 billion. He's performing tonight with Mary at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Welcome to the show, Mr. 23 billion Neo.
Yeah. How you doing, love?
I'm good, 23 billion.
Yeah, man. Lovely things. Lovely. Yeah, I don't be paying attention to these numbers. I guess I should, because that's a confidence booster right there. Means I'm doing something right. I guess I guess I should keep going.
Yeah, you should. All right, we want to get to 50 billion.
Indeed.
Okay. Wow. Now we share a friend in common. So my girl Sarah, you were recently in Philly, and you guys connected, and she was the first person to find and play your new single, "Show Me."
Oh wow!
And she sent it to me, and we started playing it here. So we have our own little music session, of course. You know, women in the business, we talk about the music that we love and music that we like. And she was like, "Girl, I found one." And I was like, "What?" And we listened, and it was on. So she sent it to me. We started playing it. It's doing well. You performed it Saturday in Memphis. I was waiting for to show me. But what I found most interesting is now that you're an independent artist. So talk to me about selling millions of records, signing with a major label, and now you're an independent artist doing it for yourself.
Well, I will say this. I can't talk real bad about the machine because we celebrated 19 years of my first album like last month, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I've been here 20 some odd years, and the industry has been good to me. Everybody can't say that, so I can't talk bad about the machine.
Oh, absolutely.
I went independent because, well, first and foremost, a good 80% of your situation, goes back to the label, which just sucks.
Yeah.
You work hard for your money, and to know that 80% is coming off the top going back to the label is nuts. So I decided I didn't want to do that no more. I decided that I didn't want to listen to opinions that I didn't so much respect anymore. You have A&R people in mind you, not all A&Rs are bad, but you have A&Rs in the game that, aren't even really familiar with your music, don't even listen to your music, but feel like they can tell you what your music should sound like.
Or even the pulse of what music is.
Yeah, that thing. I've never been a fan of that. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're not living what I'm living and experiencing what I'm experiencing, how can you tell me what this is supposed to sound like? You know what I mean? I've just always felt that way. So as an independent artist, I have within my team, there's like 3 or 4 opinions that I genuinely trust and respect to where I'll play something for them and go, all right, what do you think it is? And what they think actually means something to me. So now those are the only people that I have to talk to with regard to my music. I can do what I want to in my music. I can do a song Monday and put it out Tuesday if I feel like it. It's a beautiful thing. Everything costs a little bit more. That's definitely true. However, I'll go broke betting on me at this point before I, spend somebody else's money doing something that just ain't me.
Yeah,
Yeah. But again, I've had a fantastic run as a signed artist. Shout out to Def Jam, shout out to Motown, they did right by me. But at this point in my career, my fan base is built in, my team is strong. I don't need the machine anymore. I have my own machine now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just made more sense to go ahead and bet on me.
Mm-hmm. And as your fans bet on you as well, how can consumers truly support you as an independent artist? Is it buying the merch? Is it checking out the shows? Is it buying the music? Is it still buying it and streaming it because you're already paying for a streaming service as well?
All of that. It's all of that. If you have an appreciation for what I do, show your appreciation by by being respectful of the music, the streaming of it, the purchasing of it. Come to the show, buy a T-shirt. Yeah, all of these things matter more now than they ever have before, because again, we're doing it for ourselves. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Show Me is out.
Yes.
Everyone is loving it.
Yeah, man.
So when's the album coming out? What can we expect?
Album is coming soon, man.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I've been on tour now. And by the grace of God, this is not a complaint at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been on tour for damn near 3 years straight at this point. We did the Champagne and Roses tour, domestic.
It was here.
Right, yeah, we was here for that. Then right after that, we did the Champagne and Roses tour international, and then right at the top of this year, from January this year, we jumped on this tour, the For My Fans tour. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to get in the studio and just really sit with the music and make sure that it's as good as it could possibly be. So we got a few more appetizers that we're gonna throw out there before the album comes, and then I think after this, so I get some time to actually sit still and go ahead and put the finishing touches on what the album will be. So it's coming soon.
Okay.
So I can't give you an exact date just yet, but just keep your eyes to the sky, your ears to the ground. You will hear me, see me. I will be around very soon, very soon.
So you said a few appetizers, so that means a few more singles.
We got a few more singles to draw, and yeah, show me is the current appetizer.
Okay.
I'm happy that everybody is enjoying that. It's a sensual thing. It's I'm trying to get back to the sensuality of R&B. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be sexy. It's another thing to be sensual. It's one thing to just say it outright. It's another thing to kind of ease your way into it. Like let's indulge and engage in more of the senses than just the one or two that come with just saying it outright. Like you ain't making nobody think, you ain't making nobody feel nothing. I want people to feel something in the music again. So that's where I'm aiming.
Yeah, like the poetry of it all. Because when you hear songs, and it's funny, I've said this for a while, songs like the Ozzy Brothers, For the Love of You, or the Whispers with Just Say Yes, they're saying it without saying it, or Minnie Riperton, Come Inside. It's more or less the poetic of what is written in the lyrics tap into. You know what it means, but do you know what it means, right?
Yeah, it don't have to be. It don't gotta be. What's understood don't have to be explained. You know what I mean? It's that concept. But I'm trying to get us back to there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to do like a duet with someone, when we think about songs like that from like your Fire Desires or Candlelight and You, what female artist would you want to do a duet?
Female artist.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Man. From a sensual standpoint, that is a good question. Hey, I've never thought about that. Yeah, I've never thought about this.
Put that in
current artist or
whoever.
Whoever. Huge Janet Jackson fan, have been my whole life. Would love to collab with Janet on something.
Yeah.
Would love to collab with Beyonce on something. Would love to collab with Anita Baker on something.
Oh yeah.
Those
are three great choices right there.
Very good choices.
Yeah.
Choices. But I mean, even from a more current standpoint, I love what SZA does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like currently the women are kind of holding R&B down right now. No disrespect to the guys that are out there doing it. Leon Thomas is definitely coming in strong for the fellas. I appreciate that. Shout out to Leon Thomas. But I feel like for the last couple of years, it's been the ladies' game, and I ain't been mad at that at all. From your Summer Walkers to your SZAs, your LMAs, you know what I'm saying, Kalanis and everybody. Like, shouts to all the women just really keeping R&B strong, keeping the genre strong. I appreciate y'all.
So in knowing that, how do the fellas need to come this time around?
I feel like these fellas need to get back to the understanding that vulnerability and masculinity can be the same thing, that can exist in the same space. I feel like when everything got its quote unquote hip hop makeover, it kind of became, I guess, in the eyes of the new generation, it became lame to be vulnerable. Whereas the vulnerability in male R&B is one of the things that made it the genre that it was. All that 90s R&B was about begging and pleading and not being afraid to express emotion. And it's like now, everybody's so damn tough. Everybody's so damn cool. And it's like, all right, it ain't nothing wrong with being tough. We need to be tough. And ain't nothing wrong with being cool because everybody want to be cool. But the vulnerability of it, the humanity of it, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with expressing and professing how much you love your woman, if you do in fact love your woman, if you know what that is even, or how much you miss her, you know what I'm saying? Or how bad you feel about the fact that you did something wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with these things. Somebody said a long time ago that R&B lost its flair when cats stopped singing in the rain. It's just raining and you in the middle of the street and the wife beater like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was that era of R&B when it was good. And we need to get back to that. Vulnerability is not lame. It is not lame to be tapped into your emotions. First and foremost, God gives you emotions for a reason. You're not supposed to ignore them. You're supposed to learn how to use them. It's when you let emotions use you that things go wrong. You're supposed to learn how to control and use your emotions. It's like a toolbox. It's the right tool for the right job. That's what your emotions are. And if you can tap into that, it is a magical thing. And I feel like the men in R&B need to know how to do that. This toxic masculinity thing that's going on is this, mind you, it's nothing wrong with being honest, because the honesty of it, I've definitely written truth, some toxic masculinity songs, recently, what I'm saying? Just expressing the honesty of the things that I've gone through and the wrongs that I've done. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong being honest in the music. But I feel like we need a contrast. We need these cats to start singing the women again, start singing for women again. We need these things. We need these things in the genre in order to keep it alive.
You bring up a good point about being masculine, but also being vulnerable. So it's going to seem like I'm going off the rails here a little bit, but you have sons, I have a son. How do we help them tap into being vulnerable, right?
By making them understand that emotion is not weakness. That expressing emotion and engaging in emotion is not weakness. My mom, so I get credited a lot for being able to quote unquote write in the mind of a woman. And I every time somebody says something like that, I always tell them, I don't know the first thing about the mind of a woman. I have no idea what y'all are thinking. Y'all complexity is part of your beauty. I know how to write from a standpoint of a person that is not afraid of emotion. And that just happens to fit better with women than it does men, because men get raised in this environment where it's like it's not cool, it's not okay to cry, and it's not okay to show weakness. You gotta be strong all the time. And that just nobody is strong all the time. You can't do that. You will exhaust yourself and you'll check out early. That's just the reality of it. It is okay to express emotion. My mama said, if it feels good, smile. And if it makes you laugh, laugh. If it makes you cry, cry. And don't be ashamed of none of those, because God gives you all of them for a reason. And this is what I tell my sons. It's all right to cry. It is not weak of you to cry. If anything, it's more masculine, because it means that you are in touch with your emotions and you're not running from them, you're not hiding from them, you're not ignoring them. It's a beautiful thing.
I will tell you, one of my favorite lines from you is, can you walk and talk at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I was like, when I'm ever in a relationship like that, and I pray that I'm not, I cannot wait to use that line. Can you walk and talk at the same time? You're like, you're over, I'm done. When women get to that point, right, where we're silent, we don't talk, we have nothing to say, it's been over, you just don't know it. Can you walk and talk at the same time?
I've unfortunately been on the receiving end of that before. Yeah, definitely so. And it's not a pretty place to be. Not at all.
No, not at all. Sorry, but you bounce back.
I mean, you have to. You have to. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things about love is that you gotta make a few mistakes before you get it right. And it just makes you better for the next time. I mean, if you in fact learn a lesson, which is a whole nother story.
Right.
The lessons you don't learn, you are destined to repeat.
What lessons have you learned?
I've learned above anything else that honesty, brutal, painful honesty, is and will always be the best policy. Even if the truth is not pretty, which it rarely is, at the very least, you ain't got to assume. You will never confuse about how I feel, about where I am, about what I'm doing, because I'm telling you everything. I'm telling you the stuff you don't want to know, because that's what it is. That's the only way to make sure that you 100% understand me. Now, mind you, if you've just decided to not understand, that's your problem, and that ain't my responsibility. But what I'm going to do is make sure that you never have to guess or assume anything about me. I'm going to tell you straight up what's going on. And I realized that had I done that in some of my past relationships, I probably could have saved myself a little headache, a little heartache, and a whole lot of money, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But you know what? Life evolves. We have our ebbs and we have our flows. It's in relationships. It's circular. You know what? You loving life right now, and I'm loving for you.
Definitely so.
And you bringing it to the stage.
Yeah. That's love. That's love.
Now, I know Mario isn't on the tour here in Indy. Does that mean that your set will be a little longer?
I honestly don't know how they doing that.
Okay.
Memphis was his last show. Shout out to the boy Mario. Been an amazing run. He been with us since January. I honestly don't even know why he's not on these last few. That's I say above my pay grade. That's something that happens in the back, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. Maybe he has something else he got to do. I don't know. But yeah, man. Shouts to the boy Mario. I have some much respect for that guy. Much respect for his talent. one of the best voices in music, period, if you ask me. And yeah, unfortunately, he will not be here tonight. But yeah, I'm not sure how they doing it. Okay. I know I got 40 minutes of hits for y'all. You know what I'm saying? 40 strong minutes of hits. And then I get out the way and let Mary go ahead and take that thing home. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe the doors open a little later. I don't know. I don't know how they doing it.
Just figured I'd ask. So, has social media made tour wardrobe difficult because everybody has their cameras and their videos out and showing what you have on? And does that make it a little bit more difficult to where you can't wear the same thing every night? Or are you just like this is me, this is what I'm doing?
Listen, it is what it is. There's a budget for the wardrobe.
Right?
You have XYZ amount of outfits. And if you saw it on IG, all right, well, now you get to see it in person.
All right.
That's how that works. I ain't finna change up just because somebody took a picture. What for?
So one thing that I notice and I can appreciate as a woman, your dancers of various shapes, sizes, and complexions. Was that intentional?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Miss Rights to me represent all women.
They do.
It represent every woman can be Miss Right. It's not about what you look like. It's not about how you're shaped. It's about your energy and the energy that you give to the world, the energy that you walk around with. You know, these are 8 of the most confident women that you'll ever see. And confidence has always been sexy to me. Confidence sits above, how big your booty is or how pretty your face is. Yeah, those things are cool, fine, and good. You can buy that. You can't buy confidence. You know what I mean? That's something that you have or you don't. Now, mind you, if you don't have it, you can develop it. You can definitely develop it. It's something that can be learned, but you cannot buy it. You can't go out nowhere and buy no spray to put on and all of a sudden you confident. Nah, it don't work like that. It comes from the inside. And I needed my dancers to represent that as well as just be able to get up on stage and kill it in any aspect. Like, I love women that can dance like men and dance like women. They can turn around and put some heels on and give you soft and sensual, and then turn around and put some sneakers on and give you rough and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's my definition of a Miss Right. So yeah, shouts to the Miss Rights, all 8 of them. Yeah, we got a few on tour this time around. But yeah, man, yeah, I'm having a ball. I'm having a great time on this tour, and tonight will be no exception to that, I'm sure.
Well, they brought it in Memphis on Saturday. I was there for them and you and splits and all that. I said, "Oh, let me start working out a little bit."
Hey, understand the Neo show ain't just about Neo. We're gonna give you the hits, but we also gonna give you something to see, and the Miss Rights play a major part.
Mm-hmm. Well, from your performance to just the experience of it all in your music, you are really tapped in. And that's one thing that I can really appreciate about you.
I love what I do.
Yeah, in your debut album, you sampled the bar song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have artists that are sampling your songs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you have to clear all the samples beforehand? Have you ever denied anyone using your music? And if you did and you kind of liked it, did you tell them, yeah, go back to the drawing board, come back and see me?
I've never personally denied anybody anything. There was a huge discrepancy a while back about Vibes Cartel and Spice using Miss Independent for Rompin' Shop. And everybody was mad at me thinking that I didn't clear the sample. And what people don't understand about publishing, I wrote the song, Stargate did the track, which means I only own 50% of the song. And they didn't use none of my lyrics. They used the track. So it wasn't up to me to clear the track. I can't clear something that ain't mine. That track belongs to Stargate.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's neither here nor there. Again, shout to Vibes Cartel. He did the concert in New York just recently. Gave me the opportunity to come and don the stage with him, which was a beautiful thing. I don't have a problem with anybody sampling my music as long as you're doing something with it that's at least somewhat creative, mind you. It's one thing to take a piece of a song and cut it up and chop it up and turn it into something completely new. And then it's another thing to just play my song and just sing something else over the top of it. And it's like that. Yeah, I don't so much go for. It's like, come on, if you're gonna use it, if you're gonna do it, like do it. You know what I mean? Like really, like figure out a way to make this something else. Take that old chicken and turn it into chicken salad. Damn it, and that
do something different.
Do something different with it if you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're just piggybacking off of something that already was. And I don't like, me personally, I don't like that.
Like you did with Computer Love.
Yeah. See, just do something else to
Finesse it a little.
Finesse it a little bit. Yeah. Use a little creativity on that.
So when you are in your writing process, right? have you ever written a song that you were writing for someone else and you're like, oh, I gotta keep that for myself? Or is it something that you gave away and you're like, I should have kept it for myself?
This happens more often than you can even imagine. Yeah. But see, the thing is, unfortunately, I have artistic integrity. Meaning this: if an artist comes to me and says, "Yo, I'm putting an album together. I'd love for you to be a part of it." Okay, cool. Yeah, just set up studio time. I'm in. We work it out. So that artist or that artist representation, that artist label, they will then purchase studio time. From this hour to this hour, I'm in the studio writing for this specific artist, right?
Mhm.
Whatever comes out in that time frame, they got to get first right of refusal. Even if it's the best song I'd never wrote, I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. But if it happened within these hours that they purchased, I got to get it first right of refusal. Now, mind you, if I play it for them and they don't want it, well, that's different. I can go ahead and throw that in my pocket. But if I did it for that artist, and at the very least, I got to give it to that artist first and let them decide if they want to work with it or not. Yeah, that's respectable. Real, it's honest. It's artistic integrity. That's the integrity of it.
Yeah. So, as you think of your musical bucket list, have you accomplished everything on it? What is still on your list that you want to accomplish? Besides doing a duet with Janet, Beyonce, or Anita Baker.
Or Stevie Wonder.
Ooh.
Shouts to Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder.
Mr. Wonder,
Ooh.
we gotta hit it to go, man. You gotta get it. I can honestly say that when I was young, I had a red spiral notebook. And on the inside cover of that red spiral notebook, I wrote down everything that I wanted to do in music. I wrote down 106 in Park when 106 in Park was a thing, TRL when TRL was a thing, sell me the albums, tour the world based solely off my music, win Grammys, wrote all of that down. And I literally scratched off everything on this list. But there are, how do I say it? Okay, if one is win a Grammy, 1A is win a televised Grammy. Mind you, I did not realize that there are Grammy categories that are not televised. I didn't know that until my first time actually getting to go to the Grammys. I'm walking the carpet, doing interviews, and a ghost blew by me and said, "Congratulations, you just won a Grammy." It was gone. And I'm like, what happened? So I'm like, oh, okay, so cool. So when do I get to do my acceptance speech and thank my mom? And they're like, no, you don't get to do that. All right. Well, why not? Oh, well, you won for a category that's not televised. Oh. So it's like, you won a Grammy, but don't nobody really know but you. And ain't nobody gonna see it but you. We'll send it to you in the mail. Congratulations. Have a nice day. 3 times I've done it that way. 3 times. So I still have my acceptance speech. I have yet to walk across that Grammy stage and thank God and thank my mama and do the whole, this thing's heavy, huh? I ain't done none of that yet. So that's still on the bucket list. Yet, of course. Yes, yet being the key word. That's still on the bucket list.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to put that in there. Now, other than all the good things.
That's all right. I'm blessed and highly favored.
I'm on 23 billion.
I've been given the power to manifest my reality, so it's coming. Okay. I'm just aligning. That's all. It's coming.
So when you had that red notebook and you were writing, your music to dos, and you were most likely doing talent shows back in the day during that time, what was your go-to song that you sung in the talent show?
Man, go-to song in the talent show. Well, the talent show that kind of sparked everything, to be honest. So this is the 11th grade of high school. And mind you, I'm into music, but nobody knows because I'm not doing music for the benefit of accolade. I'm just doing it because it's kind of therapy for me.
For the love of it.
Yeah, it's like I sit in my room, write a song, sing the song back to myself, and be satisfied with that. Throw my notebook back under my bed and go to sleep. Like that was none of my friends really knew. Like it wasn't because it wasn't something I was doing for them to be like, oh wow, you can sing. It wasn't that. It was for me. So I went to a performing arts high school, Las Vegas Academy for Theater, Performing, and Visual Arts. And I was a visual artist, drawing, painting, stuff like that. I went for that. I didn't have the confidence to try to join the choir. Wasn't doing it, right?
Okay.
So every year, this school, I don't know if they still do it, but every year they would do something called Pop Concert. And it's basically like a huge talent show that the school would throw for, because mind you, it's a performing arts high school. So you get all, you reading, writing, arithmetic, all of that. But the last hour of your day is based solely on your major. And your major could be dance, your major could be choir. They had the techie guys that wear black all the time and work lights and all of that stuff. Like all of this stuff, they taught you this within this school, right?
Mm-hmm.
The visual art majors never had anything to do with pop concert because we were drawers and painters. So it's like we wasn't singing, we wasn't dancing, we wasn't working lights or text. So it's like we was just over here and we would just make fun of everybody else because everybody else would take this concert so serious. It's people in the cafeteria crying over choreography, and we're like, "What is wrong with you?" And nobody's getting signed off of this. It's a school talent show. Calm down. But anyway, so one year, me and my friends, me and my visual art friends, we decided that we was just going, just do something to kind of take the edge off of the whole thing. So we drew straws. I drew the short straw. The plan was for one of us to somehow, some way, get onto the talent show, get on stage, and just moon the crowd and run, right?
Okay.
So I pulled the short straw. It was me. I was supposed to do it, right? So I went to the choir room and I sang for the choir major. Mind you, there wasn't nobody in there but her. And she was like, "How come you're not in my class?" I'm like, "Because I'm not a singer." She's like, "Well, yeah, you are." I'm like, "Whatever. Am I in?" "Yeah, you in." "All right, cool." Yeah, blah, whatever. So anyway, come the day of the show. Sit with my friends. They're like, "All right, we know what we're supposed to. I know what I'm supposed to do. We'll get up there. I'll moon the crowd and run, right?" All right, so everybody show your love for Schaefer. Mind you, Schaefer's my real name. And mind you, everybody in the crowd is like, "Schaefer? What the?" Because mind you, at this point in my life, I am the kid with the braids that'll draw you a picture for $20. That's who I'm known as in this school, right?
Hustler.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't need my own money. I'm on. Uh, so I get up on stage and everybody just kind of staring at me, and then the song starts, and it was Boyz II Men's "End of the Road."
Okay.
Song starts, and for whatever reason, to this day, I can't really even explain why. I just started singing. I just started singing. And it's like in my mind, the crowd just disappeared. Where nobody here. I was up there by myself, just and I sang the whole song. And straight out of a sitcom or something, it was that all of a sudden everybody, the cheers happened, and it was from there that I started realizing, all right, maybe there's something to this music thing outside of just the therapy. Yeah. So yeah, that was the talent show that kind of sparked everything. Me and some of my friends from other schools got together and formed a singing group and was moving around. This is all in Las Vegas, moving around doing talent shows and whatnot, and yeah, with stars in our eyes, hoping that something was going to happen.
Yeah, look at you now.
Look at me now, damn it. Yeah. No, much love to Las Vegas Academy.
Yeah. Boyz II Men, End of the Road.
End of the Road.
Have you told Boyz II Men that story?
I have. I have. Yeah, man. Yeah. I actually got that. I've met them a few times at this point. Like I met them when I was in the group with the guys.
Okay.
We actually got to go backstage at one of their concerts and we sang for them. And they was like, "Yeah, all right. Best of luck to y'all." And okay, well, damn. And that was it. But I've also seen them since I've been Neo, of course. Of course, they don't remember that situation.
It's all good. But we love that Boyz II Men's End of the Road.
Yeah, man.
Was the beginning.
That was where it started.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. When I think about you and everything that you've done and you accomplished, and you're always about giving back as well. And we'll see you on the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage in October.
Yeah, man.
And it's just so important that we lift this cruise up in its purpose. It's a party for a purpose.
Absolutely.
However, it's about keeping kids in school. And with so many schools, especially HBCUs, and the defunding and just raising the funds, this cruise is important because we're keeping kids in school and we're preparing the next generation. And as you prepare your kids, everybody may go to college, may not, right? But we're setting them up for success. How important is it for you to be a part of this cruise?
It's extremely important, man. I mean, I couldn't have said it no better than you just said. We're setting up whatever the next generation. This next generation is going to be what walks us into whatever the future is going to hold. The world is in shambles right now because the folks that's running things, and I pray that somebody gets the opportunity to stay in school because of this situation, and that somebody then grows up to be one of the people that makes some real changes in this world. I could not be a part of that. So yeah, it's absolutely very, very important for me to be a part of this. My work in philanthropy kind of got, we hit the pause button for a second on it. I had a foundation, and we worked very heavily with children, child welfare, children in foster care, things of that nature. And what I learned through that is that there are, wow, to take it full circle, a lot of talkers that aren't walkers, meaning, people that will want to come to the event for the photo op and for the press junket. They were
Not the real
for the cause. And, well, who gonna be there? What difference? The kids gonna be there. That's why we doing it. You know what I mean? And so I had to debunk the whole thing and just get the people out of there that was in there for the wrong reason. So I'm in the process of rebuilding the Compound Foundation, with talkers that walk too.
And being intentional about
Absolutely about what the actual mission is, which is the welfare of these children. Yeah,
that's beautiful. So with all of that,
Mhm.
how does Neo relax?
What is that? Is that a French word? How you say that? What is relax? What is
relax? Why me time? What do you do for you?
The reality of my reality is I love, as I said, I love what I do. And in that I love what I do. It's not work to me. I go in the studio with my free time. When I don't got no reason to be there, when ain't nobody paying me to be there, you can find me in the studio. If I'm not doing that, I'm somewhere with my kids. Mind you, it's not relaxing at all, but it's relaxing. You know what I mean? Because it's not quiet. It is not calm, but it is a version of my relaxation.
Yeah.
Me time consists of very violent video games. I punch people on the video game, so I don't punch people in real life.
Okay. I get it.
I love bowling. I've definitely become a very, very avid bowler, and I'm pretty good, if I do say, pat myself on the back. Golf has become a pastime of mine now. Golf is a very relaxing game if you get out there and do it the right way. Mind you, it can also be a very frustrating game. It's a game that requires patience. It's a game that takes patience, and you got to play for a few years before you can call yourself even kind of good. So I ain't even kind of good, but
you have a clothing line in the tournament. Come on, so yeah, you got to be pretty good. You look good while you're doing it.
There we go. There we go. That was the primary reason for the pumping line. It's like, listen, if we gonna be out here, I ain't wearing them weird pants, man. But I'm not putting those. I'm sorry, we're gonna do something else. So me and my manager, we came up with a golf clothing line. It's called Francis Olago, Ologo, and it's hats, clothes, shoes, golf bags. We just recently got into hardware. Now we're doing clubs and
nice
and everything. So olagosport.com, OLOGOsport.com is where you can go to check out the line. And then, yes, you also mentioned we are doing our first annual celebrity golf tournament, April 28th, in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Eagles Landing Country Club, and another party with a purpose.
Yeah.
A portion of the proceeds go to the Oasis Academy, which is for gifted orphans. So yeah, it's a good time for a good reason, for a good cause. Again, Olago Sport is where you go. Olagosport.com is where you go for all the information for the golf tournament. If you want to play, or if you just want to come kick it, either one is acceptable. If your golf skill is top tier, pull up. You might be able to teach us something. If your golf skill is top golf, pull up. We rocking it either way. You don't have to be a pro. You know, it's for the kids, and it's gonna be a good time, and we're gonna look good doing it. And yeah, man, that's what it is.
And while we're on the golf course, we're gonna enjoy your candy as well.
Yeah, man. It's pop. So listen, Tasty Sounds, music pop. We expanding on the portfolio, folks. It's about being Renaissance nowadays. You can't just have one hustle. Can't be that. Nah, gotta have a few. So, I was at the CES convention in Las Vegas. CES convention is, of course, it's a technology convention where they showcase all the latest technologies. These cats walked up on me with this really, I won't lie, really weird, but really dope technology. So basically, it's a lollipop, right? There's a button on the base of the lollipop. Put the lollipop in your mouth, you bite down on it, and through vibration in your inner ear, you can hear my song playing in your head.
Nice.
I kid you not. It works. I've tried it myself. Because when they told me, oh no, it wasn't my song when they showed it to me. But now, so it's the song is Because of You.
Okay.
It's a strawberry lollipop. It's sugar free. you know, so it's good candy. It's not the
Okay.
you won't lose all your teeth right away. But yeah, man, the link is in my bio if you want to try it out. But we're working it out now to where in a minute you'll be able to get it everywhere the candy is available.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Going on.
Because we're doing things
Yeah.
on top of being on tour with the legendary Mary J. Blige. Yeah, all at the same time. All at the same time. Sleep is another one of them words that's just kind of foreign to me, but it's all right.
You working, you hustling, you handling your things.
I'm living life and loving it, damn it. That's
Yeah.
good.
No, and I love that for you.
Indeed.
All right. We're gonna get that 23 billion to 50 billion. And next time you come around,
Yeah. More music on the way.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of everything going. Oh, by the way, so I definitely have some TV and film stuff coming up very, very soon. I don't like to count chickens before they hatch, of course, but I'll just say keep your eyes on the small screen and the big screen.
Okay.
And you might see a familiar face relatively soon. Yeah.
Because we've seen you on both.
Indeed.
All right. We wanna see you a little bit more. But listen, you have your plate is full. You're gonna need two.
Very much, very much so. And that's an observation, not a complaint. I am blessed, and I'm aware of it, and I recognize it as a blessing. So I thank God for everything that's going on in my life. I appreciate my fans, appreciate the people that's been rocking with me for this long. Again, like I said, it's been 20 some odd years, and I'm still here, and y'all play a major role in that. So thank you to anybody who has ever shown appreciation to a Neo song. I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Much love. Thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you on stage tonight.
Indeed.
Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Be early, y'all.
Yes, get there early so you can
Be
get the
on
full
time.
experience. Trust me, it's not one you want to miss. You're going to sing every damn song because you're going to know every damn song. And we're going to have a good time. Yeah, and I'll see y'all there.
Yeah, and I love the medley that you do of all the songs that you wrote or produced as well. So that's a good time as well. Yeah.
We're going to have fun. Have fun. Thank you for taking the time.
No problem.
To talk to me. Appreciate it. I will forever be loyal to radio. Before there was streaming or anything like that, there was radio. And radio is another thing that played a major part in me even being able to sit here and have a conversation with y'all. So much love to y'all. Much love to radio, period. I love y'all, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Awesome. Burgers. That was